Hello there, my friends. I have just gotten back, as you can see, my wristband from a 4-day festival. Basically, mainly drum and bass. So I have had quite a sesh. If you listened to my last episode, which I'm very sorry, I released it late because I was at the festival. And annoyingly, I actually recorded it before I left. And then I just went off into the field and lost my way. So I just forgot. Basically, sorry about that. But I released it on Sunday, which was yesterday. So, yeah, like a whole fucking 3 days late or something. Anyway, we're back. Thanks for coming back to join me. And today we're talking about, and I thought, how apt, the fact that I've just come back from a festival. I thought I would give my tips on going to a festival generally, but mainly about going to a festival as a solo female. That's it. Solo female festivaler. It kind of applies the same for like traveling, and I had some positive experiences and some also very negative experiences. So I'm going to walk you through my festival situation because I've been to, and I wrote them down, I've been to 5 festivals, which doesn't seem like that many, but I also obviously we had COVID, so that was a write-off, wasn't it? And then I've been to a fair few. I have tried to go to Glastonbury fucking hard, but I have been once, and I'll explain that one to you. So I guess I'm just going to give you the DL on festival life, the down low, if you're not with the cool kids and know what DL means. And let's get into it. This is actually, I've mentioned it before, this is actually this Green Day top that I'm wearing. I actually got from Reading Festival in 2013. I do not understand how it still fits me, like I really don't get it. But anyway, we're going to be talking about all of my 5 festivals in fairly like brief detail. We don't need to go into all the stuff, but let's talk about the situations. And we're also going to talk about how I was at the festival on my own. It's my first festival on my own. I braved it. And then we're going to talk about post-festival because that's the situation I'm in now. I literally got back today. The front room looks like a tip, but it's okay because you can't see it. I literally just answered the door to get Deliveroo. Yeah, I know. In my pants, and I grabbed a coat from the coat rack, which was right next to the door. I don't think the man noticed. He didn't mention it. I just distracted him with my witty charm, and all was fine. No comments were made. Whatever, I don't care. I was in my pants. I've just got back from a festival on my own. Get over it, Deliveroo man, whose name I could probably find out, but I don't know, and my phone's over there. So anyway, I'm also very sorry if you can hear the motor cars. Oh, I'm not, by the way, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much this is going to make sense because I literally got back today. 10 hours, is that right? I don't know. 10 hours ago? No, 8 hours ago. And I'm not really functioning very well. I've had little to no sleep for various reasons. I guess we'll get into that. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, it's Monday. Why didn't I prepare a fucking podcast? See, I couldn't even think of that word. A podcast before I left. Like I did the one, released it late. I'm just a nightmare. I'm sorry. I'm just a mess of a human. But only a mess of a human goes to a festival on their own. So what did you expect? Also, one of my recent episodes was my time as a professional party animal. So you can see my life shows kind of a theme. So yeah, expect some more party fucking podcasts to come up soon. All right, let's start. I think my palpitations might have gone now. They're still mildly there. I've had palpitations for the whole day and longer. It's not like my heart's going fast, but it's pumping hard. It's working. It's really doing its job. Like, I keep thinking, oh my God, is it going to stop? And then it just doesn't. So I'm like, fair play. The heart really is incredible, isn't it? Oh my God, I'm rambling so much. I'm so sorry. I have been on my own, not on my own, but like I haven't had anyone to like actively talk to for like 4 days, although there have been people there, and I've just kind of been monging out all day. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be chatting shit. But yeah, so my first festival was it doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of sad, but it was like a fairly small, and it was local festival. It was a good slide into the festival scene because I went with my friends from school and there was like quite a few of us, and you know, I was quite good friends with these people. It was really close. It wasn't super big, so like I can't remember how many people were there, but it was like it was a, you know, local festival, so I don't know, maybe a few 5 to 10,000, I don't know, but that's not that many. Like, it sounds like a lot, but it's not, because Glastonbury is 200,000. Yeah, it's actually painful, literally. I'll get into it. I'll talk about Glastonbury because I have been, by some kind of miracle. And I've been to the one that I just came back from was Boomtown. I think there was like 60 to 70,000 people there. So 5 to 10 isn't like that many. Anyway, it was called The Big Chill. It was in, it's near like Ledbury, but it's fucking gone now. All right. So I remember just like loving it. It was like a fucking party forever. But I'd just broken up with my ex-boyfriend at the time. I was 15. Yeah, I was an early stepper onto the festival scene. And yeah, I don't know if I just turned 15. I was 15 though, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I was 16 yet. And maybe I was, I don't know. But 15, 16. And yeah, we'd just broken up and I was reeling from that. If you want to hear about my fucking tragic breakup, it's in one of my podcast episodes. I'm trying to think which one it was. I literally can't remember because my brain isn't working. So just have a look. It'll be something about relationships. If you want to hear about my... basically, I was fucking in love, but like dramatically, like clashingly in love with this guy. We broke up. I was heartbroken because I was fucking 15. And yeah, that was a real sad time. So then I went to this festival, kissed this guy called, I remember him, Danny, on the first night. And I think we like went into the tent together and did stuff, but that was it. Like, I don't think, nothing happened. Like, literally nothing happened. And I felt so bad about it. Not like guilty, but just really embarrassed because I was like a fucking teenager. And I'm sorry, I might swear a lot. I'm feeling pretty sassy today. And yeah, I just felt so bad about it. Anyway, what happened was I basically tried to avoid him for the whole rest of the weekend. I did a successful job because he was in some kind of drug hole. Like, I don't know what he took, like multiple things, but I didn't see him for the whole festival. He literally didn't come out of his tent. He could have been dead. But he wasn't dead. He's not dead. But I know he was like so gone that he probably didn't even remember. Probably didn't even look at me after that. Like, but I was like so embarrassed by it that it kind of ruined my festival. But I have good memories of generally the festival. I actually saw, before they became famous, Magnetic Man, which you might not know who that is, but they sang, I'm pretty sure DJ'd or whatever. They had the song Magnetic Eyes. Yeah, that one. Look it up, Magnetic Eyes. It's a good one. You might know it. If you're from England, you'll probs know it, just from like 2009. Like, anyway, they were up and coming, and then they did that song with, wait, was it? Oh, I can really fucking hear the traffic outside. I'm so sorry. It's really troubling me, but I also don't want to shut the window. It's too hot, so I'm sorry about that. So, did they sing Magnetic Eyes? They sang that song with Katie somebody. Anyway, you literally didn't come here to hear me talk about Magnetic Man, but I just remember that being super cool because I'm pretty sure they were like the biggest that I remember, the biggest like band there. I was so fucked up for the whole festival that I don't remember any of the other bands, like literally fucking zero. No, I remember one more. This is actually crazy because these are quite famous people, and it was like a really small festival. Like, I can't even exaggerate that anymore. It was Gigs, which he's like a rapper, I want to say. He does like talking the hardest. Yeah, I'm not a rapper, so that didn't go so well. But anyway, yeah, he was there. I remember that. And that's it. That's all I remember. So yeah, that was pretty wild. I remember getting home, and I've got the same issue today, but less. I've got it less today. But when I come home from festivals, I don't know if it's just me. Fucking like it if it's you too, but I get this like I can't stand the silence. Like, I can't be in silence. I'm so used, it's like my brain is just so overstimulated and used to like constantly and like constant noise. I remember getting home and just hearing like constant crowd noise, which I said to Tom Elliott and he was like, Dawn, that's not normal. And I was like, I know, but that's because I was so fucked up. And I won't go into the details about that. I'll let you use your imagination. But also given that I was 15. But yeah, it's like a problem of mine. I have like, it just feels weird to be in silence. Like I'm fully in my own head. Like I can't distract myself with, what's that person wearing? What's that like music going on over there? I can see that lady's nipples. No, I just can't distract myself with anything. So it's like all I can think about is like how silent it is. And some people might like it, but I don't when I get home from a festival because it feels. So that's currently the state that I'm in. I've had to have the TV on all day and some relaxing music. And it's okay if I'm talking. Like I've realised this now as I'm just rambling. Because my brain is just saying everything that's like in my head, I am not like constantly thinking, oh my god, what is life, what is the world, where's all the noise gone? That's kind of what I can hear. So the big chill was a big success. I don't know if it was. I had mixed emotions. I basically oh my god, what just happened? That was really weird. It's like I stopped existing for a second there. Oh my god, I'm like not okay today. I'm so sorry. That is what happens if you get yourself fucked up for 4 days in a row in a tent. But we'll get into festival life in a second. It's happened again. Wow. I hope I can make it through. It's like my voice just keeps choking and I can't talk. So maybe this will have to be a short boy today. Oh god, the noise outside is killing me. Okay, so it was an okay success. I think what I've realised is I've had anxiety like all my life and festivals don't make my anxiety better. Okay, we've got that. The only thing that makes going to festivals better is actually, I'll get into that at the end because I've got it coming up. So then we go to, I'm now 18, I'm now of age, so don't worry, you don't need to call social services. I'm now 18. Reading and Leeds Festival is like a weird festival because it's two festivals, but it's one festival, but it's like they're fucking hundreds of miles apart, but they're still called Reading and Leeds. Basically, the situation is they want everyone to go and listen to the same bands, I suppose, but it's like one's in the south of the country and then one's in like really far north. So you can have you can see the bands if you want without having to travel up to Leeds, which is fucking amazing, or vice versa. So Reading Festival, the lineup, beautiful, as well as Glastonbury actually as well as Creamfields. Okay. We'll get on to some of the lineups. So Reading Festival, Green Day, as I said, I'm wearing the top. Who else did I see? Chase and Status, Eminem, and then Dido was there. I also saw Clean Bandit before they were like properly famous. So, you know, I'm an OG Magnetic Man and now Clean Bandit person because I went to both before they were famous. Just saying. And maybe I'm an Omen. And I remember I can't remember what they're called now. Oh, Knife Party. They're not that famous, but I remember it being the fucking craziest thing ever. Like, I nearly died in the tent. So I was quite lucky to survive that one. Remember that I am 5'1". I don't look that small, but I am. So yeah, that was a hard time. I also spent a lot of time looking at people's backs. Although that is the first and only time I've been on somebody's back. I was quite light back then, so this guy offered to put me on his back and I was like, are you sure? Who was that at? Maybe that was at Chase and State was on the main stage. I'm really sorry, I literally can't remember. It was someone good though. It's kind of upsetting me that I can't remember. Oh, fuck. What are they called? Oh, Disclosure. I was thinking Disciples, but no, Disclosure. They were super good too. They're like two brothers. Anyway, I need to stop. You don't fucking care about the lineups. Like, I don't know why. Maybe you do, but whatever. It's part of the story, all right? Oh god, I do not feel okay. I just had like a weird wave. I think I might be dying. Like, maybe I am dying. You're gonna witness me podcasting and dying at the same time. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. The palpitations have gone though, so I feel like that's a good sign. But I do keep getting these weird episodes where I'm like almost fucking passing out. Anyway, Reading was great. I actually left Reading. I went with, I think it was like there was 5 of us. I want to say, from school. Like, my close group of friends, we had a really great time. It was honestly really good. And I remember me and one of my friends drove back together, and we were like sort of crying, not crying literally, but really fucking sad that we were leaving. And I haven't had that with every festival, I'm not gonna lie, but I have had it with a lot. So Glastonbury 23, we're getting on a bit. No, sorry, 22 I've put. That might not be right, but I think it's about the right age. 2017, so yeah. And Glastonbury was probably I want to say it's one of the best festivals I've been. It's got the reputation for a reason. Do you know why? Because during the day it's like a family fucking fun adventure. During the night it's definitely not a family adventure, but it is a party, let me tell you. There's music on till really late every night, and the place is massive. They've got silent discos. I was also of a really good age to be still partying. I think I might be past it now, given that I'm literally about to pass out right now. Oh my god. So yeah, Glastonbury was good. I went with one friend, but we met some other people there and camped with them. But to be honest, we didn't really hang out with them that much. So all of these festivals I've been to with other people. Right. I won't go too much into Glastonbury. I think that's kind of it. Like, it was good. I walked 10 miles a day. Everything's so spread out. So you walk a lot. I actually had a moment, again, very fucked up at Glastonbury. I had a moment where I was like, I messaged my friend like, oh my god, I've just realised that I'm at Glastonbury. Because at some point in the night I thought I was at Reading Festival, and then I just got confused. That is the kind of situation I get myself into. And so the reason why I thought going to a festival on my own would be a good idea is because a lot of the time, actually mainly at Glastonbury, I spent a lot of, so my friend would go to bed at 2 and then I would keep going until like 7, right? In the morning, yes. And then I thought like, oh, it'd be fine. I'll just go to a festival on my own. Like I basically did that one, not on my own, like we spent the whole day together. And that is what I underestimated, all right? Oh, Glastonbury, I saw some really good people. Foo Fighters, which I'd never really listened to before, but they were good. Ed Sheeran, that was great. I'm trying to remember the others, but again, I think you know the story. I was very fucked up, so I don't remember all of them. Oh, yeah, I don't remember. Those two stick out to me though. Creamfields. 23 I was. I went with one of my other friends from uni. We've been friends for like 10 years, and we actually met some guys. We knew some guys that were going there, and then we booked tickets to go like together, me and her, and then we met up with the guys like pretty much every night. So that was like quite a social event. Like we just spent the day with each other, and then we would meet them later, and that was good. Creamfields is like kind of like Boomtown, like it's very EDM, electronic dance music, house. Saw Hannah Once there. I saw, what's his name? Martin Garrix? Is that his name? Oh fuck, I don't know. Martin doesn't sound right, but you know the guy I mean. Something Garrix. I'm pretty sure he was there. And I'm trying to think who else I saw, but again, we come to the same conclusion. I don't need to repeat it. So that one I was sad to leave as well, because we were all, my friend and everybody in our year, I was at uni at that point, everyone in our year went away to our electives, which is like an abroad thing. Anyway, everybody went away and my friend went away, and then I was literally left on my own, having been to a festival and then just like on my own for a week, and it was the most depressing thing I've ever done. Literally zero, like I'm not even fucking exaggerating, zero, because all my friends that weren't in medicine had left, because this was in like 4th or 5th year, and all of my friends in medicine had gone abroad. So I didn't have a boyfriend either. We'd split up at that point, and yeah, I was fucking miserable. So I was kind of a bit worried. Like, I do get worried that I'm going to be really fucking sad after a festival, because it has happened quite a few times. Right, let's get to Boomtown. Come on, we need to make it through. We're almost there. By the way, over the years, my evolution of festival life has evolved. And let me give you a couple of my secrets, right? Number 1 is you need a bucket. If you're a female, you need... this isn't a recommendation. It's a fucking necessity in life. I'm literally looking at my bucket right now. It's still in the front room, which is pretty gross, but whatever. Because what do I use that bucket for? I hear you ask. I use the bucket for weeing in the tent, I guess in the tent, in the little porchway, or sometimes in the tent. Now, it does make a lot of noise, but I'm not fucking lying to you. Once you've drunk a lot and the wee starts flowing, you've broken that seal. Oh my God, do you need to pee all the time? You don't want to get your ass out to the world. So my best suggestion, put a bucket in the tent porch and sit on it. Don't have a collapsible one because you'll just fall down. Sit on it, have something to hold on to because you might fall over like I almost did and then fucking fall in your piss. And honestly, it's game changing. You don't want to walk to the toilet in the middle of the night. No. If you need a wee, you don't want to walk to the toilet, have to get dressed and walk to the toilet when you wake up. No, it's not a vibe at all. You want to piss, get back into bed because you are dying. And sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's quite a long walk, sometimes you haven't got that many clothes on. So it's honestly, it's game changing. My second game changing thing is, well, I've actually got quite a few. I took a poncho this year. Now, I didn't actually use it to wear. I used it to keep my stuff waterproof on my way back because it pissed it down. Like really bad rain, like I was soaking wet, had to take all my clothes off to sit in the car. Anyway, the third thing is you should have a trolley. Trolley, not a backpack, not a sack truck, a trolley, because you don't need to carry the weight of it. It might still be heavy, but you don't need to carry the weight of it physically on you. When you're taking a lot of booze with you, you know? You don't want to be carrying like 30 kilos. Oh, my fourth thing is right here, and that is you need a Camelback. Look, I'm still drinking from it now. It's literally, Tom was like, it's your IV bag. And I was like, yeah. So I was lying on the sofa and I was just like, so yeah. I love my Camelback. It did have cranberry juice and gin in it. It now has water in it, and that's it. So I use it on treks. I use it on walks. It's a 3-litre bad boy. You also need a backpack if you're going to take one of those. But you fill it up on your way home. Not on your way like home, but on your way back to the tent at night. You fill it up, and then you can just lie down and suck away. Suck your fucking to your heart's content. You don't need to sit up, drink water, lie back down. No. Just drink as you're lying down. It's honestly amazing. And also, usually bottles are like limited to a litre. You want a lot of water in your tent, but in a container. My next thing, I think we're on number 5 now, is you need to take one of those silver foil blankets with you to put on your tent, the outside of your tent, to reflect the heat. Now you put it on the side that the sun goes over. I actually fucking forgot mine. I was so sad. I was gonna pack it and then I left it in a different bag and I didn't, and everybody else had one and I was like, grrr. So not everyone, like a few people. Number 6, I'm actually gonna do like a proper YouTube video on this, by the way, is to take bin bags. Yes, they are a vibe. You want to keep your area clean. You don't want like wasps and, I don't know, feral animals coming to, you know, get in your situation. No, you're already living in a tent that's got crumbs everywhere, glitter and a piss bucket. Like, you don't need more things to attract concerning animals. Oh God, talking about concerning animals, there's a moth. I thought I was seeing things, but it is an actual moth. Well, that's fine. I think that'll do for the tips. Obviously take a chair, like, surely that goes without saying. Some people didn't, and I was like, you are fucking useless. No, not useless, but you are rookies. Come on, my friends. Chair. Simple. Chair. I actually had a pre-pitched tent, which was definitely a vibe. I don't want to carry a tent, put it up, put it back down, have to air it out at home. No thanks. No thank you. I would rather, I don't have a tent for a start. I paid like 80, 70 or 80 pounds, which is a fair amount, I get it. But if you don't have a tent, how much is a tent going to cost you? Like a big one, maybe a few hundred. So I just didn't have one and I was like, whatever. So let's get on to Boomtown. Guys, we all know that I do love to party. I think we've established that. At least I thought I did. I'm now the ripe old age of 28. It's been 5 years since I went to my last festival. What the hell was I thinking? I thought, fuck it, YOLO. I watched a YouTube video. It's TPD Network, I think. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. TPD, I've forgotten something TPD. Anyway, they're these British lads that go to festivals and they do reviews on them. I find their videos quite funny. They're like quite long, like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Anyway, they go to all these festivals. It's literally that like their job. Like they use the money from the YouTube channel. And they do like comprehensive reviews. Anyway, they went to Boomtown. I thought it looked great. Do you know why? Because they had loads of performers there. It was like a whole interactive thing, and I thought that might be better than just going to a music festival where I don't really care about the artists and you know, there's like shit going on, right? So, but I've learned a lot of things from going to this festival. Number one, I went through a lot of emotions. I went on Thursday, right? When I first booked my ticket, it was after I watched the video. I booked my ticket and I felt really excited. Then a few days later, I felt really scared and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Wanted to cancel it, couldn't find any cancellation terms and just thought, fuck it, Dawn, you need to get over it, just get over yourself. Like, anxiety can't rule your life, YOLO. And I thought that until a bit later. So then I got over the sort of scaredness, and then I was preparing to go and I was like, wow, I'm getting all this stuff, like it's really fun, yay, going shopping, etc. I thought it would be real fun. And then I got there and the anxiety hit and I was like, oh my God. I saw the festival. I was like, oh my God, Dawn, what have you done? Like I was sort of like a mixture between nervous and excited. Like it's the same physical state, but like confusing. So I was like, I'm not really sure how I feel. I feel excited but also scared. So that was confusing. And then I had anxiety pretty much all the way in, and everyone was with people and I was on my own, and I felt it was just such a long walk. Like it was only an hour, but like, oh God, it was really hot. I had a shower before I left and I got there sweating, like absolutely pouring with sweat. And I got to the tent, I met some people, but they were like fairly friendly, but also like they just didn't care. It sounds like not bad, but like, I'll just be honest, they didn't care about me. Like, obviously, I'm not expecting them to, but why would they, right? But it was like, if you go with people, they care about you, which is like a big statement. And that is a big thing to have. It sounds so simple, but yet it is such a big deal. Like, festivals are very intense. They are non-stop party, so much noise, a lot of people, a lot of stimulation, and you're going into that place on your own, and sometimes you might not feel safe. That wasn't the case for me, to be fair. I didn't never feel safe, except one time, which I will talk about separately. But I just felt alone. And I was really in my head about, like, I'm alone. Like, all I kept thinking was just like, oh, everyone's with other people and I have no one to talk to. And I was like, Dawn, for fuck's sake, like, you can either sit and wallow about this. You came here. It was your choice. This is me having a go at myself. You came here, right? You decided this would be a good idea. You tried to push past your anxiety. It's only temporary. You'll probably feel better after you've had a few drinks. And alas, it was the case. I pushed past it. Did I talk to anybody? Yeah, I think I did actually. I met some people, like some Australian people, and they were so nice actually. Like they were super chill and really like inviting. And I went out with them on the first night. Now, they like disappeared, and then see, that's the thing, is like when you're not with someone, they're not checking that you're coming, right? So some people are, but you can also be with people, like physically go to the festival with somebody and lose them. They might not be there for some of the night. They might just walk off. You might lose them and you can't get signal and find them. So it's like, just because you're going with people doesn't mean you're not alone, but it's that safety of knowing that someone will be waiting for you or expecting you back at the end of the night, right? Or the morning. And when you haven't got that safety net, it just feels kind of overwhelming. Like, I had one episode in my tent, maybe it was last night, and I had my palpitations, and I thought, if I die, how long is it going to be till someone finds me? It could be, it'd be the next morning, like, because obviously we were leaving. But if it was one of the other nights, I would have just been there, dead. So that was a fun thought. So it's mainly a safety thing, not in terms of, the thing is, right, some people are the kind of people who can go to festivals alone, who can go to party alone, they're just free spirits and they do what they want. I've come to realise that maybe I'm not that person. I like having someone that I know. I like having someone that I can rely on. I like having somebody that doesn't need to look after me, but is there, just there, and you know that they're there, and they know that you're there, and you just, like, like you care about each other. It sounds so fucking sappy, but I hope you understand what I mean. It's like if you just lived in a world, because festivals are like their own little world. If you lived in a world where nobody cared about you, like you could literally die on your fucking bathroom floor and no one would find you for a week. Like, imagine how shit a feeling that is. And that's kind of how it felt. So, oh God, I'm having another one of my episodes. Could die. Who knows? Tom will be home soon though, in like 10 minutes. So if I do die, I'll only be dead for 10 minutes, which is good. Oh, I just feel a bit dizzy, to be honest. I really haven't slept. I would not be surprised if it's that. I have, wow, not slept at all. Okay, so the first night, I wake up the next day, hadn't slept, as we're on the topic. There was a girl next to me with her friend. Oh my God, they were so loud. Well, one of them wasn't actually. It was only one of them. She had the loudest fucking laugh, and it was I'm not exaggerating. I may be prone to some exaggeration, but I am literally not exaggerating. Her laugh was at least every 15 seconds, if not shorter. She would laugh, someone would say something, she would laugh again, or she would say something, she would laugh again. It was just like, fucking hell, how many laughs can somebody have? I didn't understand it. She was on a lot of ketamine, okay? I'm going to put it out there. And other things. Everyone at festivals at the moment is into ketamine. I don't understand it. I have never done ketamine, and I don't actually have an intention to try it, because I know that it's a fucking tranquilizer, and also I've seen people, when we use it in hospitals, they're quite funny, you know, they go into this like, into this zone where they like hallucinate and shit. But that's IV ketamine, and it wears off very quickly. Now, I don't know how... Also, you don't know what these powders are cut with, right? So, I'm sure they're not just ketamine. Anyway, there are a lot of people in what I would determine to be a K-hole. Looked very worse for wear. And I don't want to be in that situation. Maybe I didn't mind as a younger person. It would have been like, ha, so funny, I'm in a fucking K-hole. I've never tried ketamine, but just saying. But now, especially going on your own, you don't want to be in a fucking K-hole on the side of the hill. Like, you just don't. On your own. Is anybody gonna find... sort somebody out for you, like to come and find you and take you to the medical tent? I don't know. I literally don't know. So I would hope so, but I also wouldn't put it past them not to. Anyway, the first night, like I said, I didn't sleep because this woman, very lovely, I'm sure, but so loud, and she was talking, she couldn't find her ketamine and she couldn't find her weed, and they were searching around the tent for ages. It wasn't just me that was moaning about this, by the way. Everyone was. We shared stories, and they brought these two guys back that they'd never met before, but they decided to share a 2-person tent. I'm not judging, but I'm also like, why would you share a 2-person tent with 4 people? Like, why wouldn't you just split 2 and 2? Like, you want to go make out with your guy in his tent, and then the other one can have the other tent, and then, like, there's more room? Like, what is the situation with that? I do not understand. So, she kept me awake all night, and let's not say all night. I got home at, like, I don't know, 12 or 2 or something. The music went off at 12 on the first night. So I got home. Then she comes home a bit later. So it was like, then they kept me awake for a few hours. Put earplugs in, did not work. Oh, that's on the essential list as well. Take earplugs and an eye mask, because otherwise you will die. So I barely had any sleep. I do not cope well with no sleep. I wish I did. I wish. It's like a pet hate of mine. I wish I have a friend that can literally go for 4 hours sleeping and function on that. And I'm like, how? You're gonna be great when you have kids, but how? I just can't. I need a long time in bed, especially now. And so I hadn't slept. I drank some alcohol the night before, and I get quite bad hangover anxiety. So there I was, anxious. I'd also, stupidly, drunk loads of cider. Finished off the can, literally right before I went to bed. And then the reflux. I couldn't sleep because of the reflux. And then the next day, it was still there. I had some omeprazole. Did not fucking touch it. I'm telling you, it was like lava in my stomach. I was honestly scared because I'm on Ozempic. I was like, one of the side effects is pancreatitis, or like one of the side effects, I suppose. And I was like, fuck, have I got pancreatitis? Like, from drinking and being on this medication. I was honestly scared. I was like, pancreatitis is a really bad thing to have. Being a doctor, I know that. And I really don't want pancreatitis. And I was like, it's not going away with the omeprazole. Like, am I dying? There's a lot of fear of dying here, isn't there? I don't know, that is an exaggeration. But I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to hospital. I've got fucking pancreatitis. Like, I was starting to think, what is my lipase? That's the pancreatitis enzyme. It's literally eating its way through my abdomen. Like, I am never going to live this down. It's going to be terrible. Because once you get pancreatitis once, it never fucking heals, right? It can do, but you're always prone to get it again. Like, you're almost definitely, if you go back to drinking, gonna get it again. I just realised I look so brown. Like, I also think it really suits me. I did get really sunburned on the Friday, which was my anxiety day, as I call it. So I had really bad reflux. If you know, you know. Okay? It sounds pathetic. Oh, you just had some burning on your tummy. No, you cannot sleep. You cannot eat. I literally had nothing to eat I had like a cereal bar when I got to the tent, when I arrived at like 6 or 7 p.m. the night before. Nothing to eat all night. And then nothing to eat until like 3 p.m. the next day. So I wasn't like hungry, but I was like, I know that not having any food whatsoever is going to be contributing to my situation. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't have enough Gaviscon. I had like 2 tablets in my thing, and I didn't want to use them all up because I thought, if this is my fate for the whole weekend, I'm fucked. Like, I'm not going to be able to survive without any Gaviscon. So I do drink a lot of it at the moment because of the Ozempic. It does give me quite bad reflux, but not as bad as that. Like, that was bad. Like, I want to say it wasn't like a 10 out of 10. It was a good 7 though. And I would say I tolerate pain pretty well. But anyway, I also couldn't drink any water. So I was dehydrated from drinking. I couldn't drink any water because it was just filling up my stomach and burning more, like up here. So I was on a hunt for Gaviscon. I called Tom. He was my saviour. My fucking knight in shining armour over the phone. I cried on a bench. Pretty tragic. Had my sunglasses on there, so I'm pretty sure nobody noticed. I cried on a bench. It was a short cry. I did see some like mental health people, but I was like, I don't want to be. Sounds really shit. Like, I wish I could be like, I need help. But I also just thought, I know it's bad. I just thought, wow, I'm so pathetic. So I didn't. I called Tom instead. Thankfully he answered. Thankfully I had signal. And then he like talked me through it. You know, it was just like, you're really tired. Anyway, just went through all of that stuff and basically reassured me that I wasn't dying and I was going to be okay. Because I was like, I might go home. Like, I cannot handle. Because, right, I cannot handle being in this state because I can't, okay, it sounds bad, right? But to handle being at a festival, you need to be at a certain level of intoxication. Like, you have to be, because you just can't cope with that amount of stimulation. Like, I can't anyway. And also being on your own, like, maybe if I was with somebody, I could handle it. But then you're having to deal with drunk people and people on drugs and stuff like that. So I was like, no, I can't. I just couldn't do it. So I was like, if this carries on, I literally can't. Anyway, I found the Gaviscon. I went to a shop, ironically called Tom's Shop. Don't know why. The Gaviscon was severely overpriced. But you know what? I was like, ma'am, this is worth it, right? £7 for 12 capsule things or whatever they were, like chalky, chewy things. I was like, I don't care. I will pay £20 for this Gaviscon. I don't care. I literally don't. I will give you my kidney. No, I won't. But I will give you, I don't know what I'll do. A lot of money. I might have even paid £50. I literally didn't care. I was in that much pain. And it was just making me more anxious because I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't sleep, right? So I paid her £7. Actually, I went to the lady and I was like, oh, do you have any medications? She was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Because obviously she's not like a pharmacy, so I didn't know if she could sell them, whatever. And they were like round the corner, so you couldn't see them. I said, okay, what have you got? And she said, paracetamol, ibuprofen. I said, not what I want. Have you got anything else? She said, Nurofen. And I was like, oh, okay. I was ready to give up the ghost right there. I was like, okay, my time's over. I am officially going home. And I said, and I'm so glad I asked, I was like, I'm actually looking for Gaviscon. She was like, oh yeah, we've got that. And I was like, lady, I asked, what else do you have? You literally just said all the painkillers that you have and nothing else. Like, you could have been like, I have pain. Anyway, she's not a doctor or whatever, but I have painkillers. I have, what else? Reflux medication. You know, just fucking segregate it into like branches. Please, lady, I need this. So anyway, I bought the Gaviscon. Oh, my sweet baby lord. It was the best thing ever. I took one reflux, gone. I honestly, this is not even like a fucking sponsor for Gaviscon. I don't know what happened. I was like 7-0. Like, it was gone. Gone. And I thought, oh, it won't help because it's the tablets, not the liquid, right? And omeprazole hasn't helped. So how the fuck's this going to help? I don't know what it did. It literally, that little man, the little fireman, went down my esophagus and got his hose out and started hosing my acid away. And it was gone instantly. I was like, oh, it was honestly like a fucking blessing from the Lords. I can't even comprehend how great it was. So there I am. Reflux gone. I decided to get some food. I get some pasta with tomato sauce. I get child's portion. Still £6, but there we go for pasta. Yeah, that was pretty good, to be fair. That fucking sorted me right out. I needed something that was fairly bland. Tom was like, don't get something really fatty, don't get something really acidic, don't get something spicy. And I was like, okay, all I can see in front of me is a toasty place, a pizza place, both got cheese, loads of cheese, an Indian cheese, not cheese, spice. What else was there? A mac and cheese place, cheese, fried chicken, fat, which opens your esophageal sphincter, so there's some medicine for you. Anyway, all of these things cause reflux. So I was like, tomatoes are a bit acidic, but I was like, let's just go for it. Because I thought, at least if the tomato sauce doesn't work, then I've got the pasta underneath and I can just eat plain pasta. So yeah, that was a vibe. Then I was able, after that whole fiasco, I was able to start drinking. And I know that sounds super fucking tragic, but when you're in that kind of situation, you just have to find some way to get through it, right? And if that is to sedate yourself with alcohol, then so be it. All right, so that's the way that went. I met some friends, temporary friends. Tom was like, did you get any of their numbers? I was like, no. It's not that I don't want to see these people again, but I know how it goes, right? What happens is you meet them and then you exchange numbers and then you never speak again. And I'm just like, we live in completely different parts of the country. Maybe I could go to festivals with them, to be fair. But, I have too many people to keep up with already. I just don't need more. So anyway, I met a lot of groups of people who I really liked. But that it's just a temporary thing for me, and then I just move on with my life. Because I've done it, I've travelled a lot, and I've got people's numbers, and then for what? For absolutely no reason. And sadly, I wish I was one of those people that kept up with people that, you met 3 years ago in Thailand. But I just can't. I can barely keep up with messaging my own friends and family, let alone adding more people that I never see to that situation. I like messaging people to meet them, and that's kind of it, right? So I don't have any of their numbers, and I didn't. One of them was like, oh, have you got Instagram? And I was like, yeah, but why? You don't care about my pictures, surely. So I told her it, but I don't think she'll find it because she was pretty fucked when she asked me. I really don't think she's going to remember. Okay. Weirdly, I made it backstage twice. Yeah, not the big stages. But the smaller stages. I made it one time, last night, I made it into the crew area. What you've got to do when you're on your own, you're just walking about. The thing is, when you're in a group of people, you look like you're party goers, but when you're on your own, you just sort of walk in with confidence, no one questions you. They honestly don't. So I was just following the music, just following my feet, as I call it, just walking where my feet took me. And I arrived at this crew area. I don't know. I just happened to get there. I went through this gate, and then I went through another gate, and suddenly I was there. And I was like, what's this place? I've not been here before. And then I went and spoke to this guy, and he was like, oh, it's the crew place. And I was like, ooh, this girl's not crew. But no one cared, literally. Nobody cared. So then I went out with them for the night, and yeah, it was good. Finished about 12:30 because the first and the last nights finish early, so it was a pretty short stint. But they were super nice. They looked after me, I said I was cold. They gave me a lion hoodie, and they went to the toilet with me. I said, oh, I need the toilet. No, go with me. And it's just simple things like that. When you're with your friends, you go to the toilet together. It's just a safety thing. I honestly feel like it's kind of settling. Everybody jokes about going to the toilet with girls, everybody goes together. But it's also you just don't want to get separated and be on your own. Because, okay, now, this is my story. I get quite bad, I think we've already mentioned it, anxiety. I get anxiety sometimes when I'm drunk, sometimes when I feel in an uncomfortable situation. I was out with these random people. I just met them. I was like walking along and then I just randomly started talking to this guy called Willie. There we go. And somehow got into conversation. That's just how it happens. I just walk along. I don't go, I'm going to go and talk to those people. They look like they'll be a good time. No, I just walk and then I talk. It only happens when I'm drunk though, like not when I'm sober. So I have to get drunk basically. Otherwise I just not make any friends. But it's hard, like, breaking into new random people who literally don't care about you or know who you are and just being like, hello, will you be my friend? So, I went out with these people and then we were out at this, like, one of the tents, basically. And, and randomly, I don't know how, but I met this guy called Michael. He was from Poland. And I didn't meet anybody else who was on their own except for this guy. He said he was on his own as well. Why does that look so wonky? I was like, oh my God, I'm on my own. And then we went off together. I don't know. He got my number. I got his. I don't know. I think I gave him mine because he messaged me. I didn't know I had his number. I didn't know that he had my number. I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember. But yeah, then we decided, let's go somewhere else because I was kind of bored at being in this one stage for so long. And that's kind of the benefit of going on your own. You just be like, I'll just wander where I want. It's like you don't have to try and please somebody else. If you don't like the people that you're with, you just leave. No excuses, nothing. You're just like, bye. You have no one to argue with, because a lot of people argued. Oh my God, I heard so many fights, verbal fights mainly. But people argue, especially when they're drunk and there's drugs involved as well, and everyone's tired and just like not in a good way. Like people argue. And you're in a small space as well. And I was like, that was one of the things that I was like, I'm kind of glad that I am on my own because I'm not arguing with anybody. Not that I think I argue with my friends, to be honest. Most of the time I don't, so maybe I'll be okay. But yeah, it just wasn't a factor for me. And also, if I wanted to go see an artist, I just went and saw them. If I wanted to go and eat, I just go. I don't have to worry about someone else's toileting regime. I don't have to worry about anybody else really, apart from myself. So, sounds kind of selfish, but that was just the situation. So, anyway, I meet Michael. We go down to a different stage. He just changes. As soon as it's just me and him, he becomes a different person. And he's watching me, like watching where I am. If I'm behind him, he kept looking around and checking I was still there. And I'm an alone woman at a festival with a random man. He started to make me feel uncomfortable. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think that was what he was trying to do. I actually think he was trying to look after me, make sure I wasn't on the floor or something. But he kept when you're walking with your friends in a crowd and you'd grab each other. But I did not know this man and he was grabbing me and I was like, I don't want to be grabbed by you, please. Get off. So I was like, most of the time, if I was sober, I would have just put up with it, right? But I was like, no, this is my festival. Not my festival. This is my time. I'm supposed to be having a good time. I don't want to pussyfoot around it and be like, I'm just going to try and be nice to Michael and not hurt his feelings. So I don't know what I said. I was, again, quite fucked up. But what I said was something along the lines of, I think I was like, you're making me feel uncomfortable. Would you mind leaving? And he just said, yeah. And then that was it. And then I just went off on my own to the drum and bass stage and just grooved along. Spent the rest of the night on my own and that was fine. The way I like it. So I've never had an issue with guys at festivals, guys trying to pull you somewhere or touch you or whatever. I've never had an issue with it, and I'm not saying that's what he was doing, but I felt uncomfortable and I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was on my own and anyway, I was with this rando that I didn't know and he was like, I don't know what his intentions were basically. So also I was in a vulnerable state, on my own, female, drunk, like in a dark place, in a dark field. So I feel kind of bad. He actually messaged me the next day, and I'm going to reply. I am. He was like, look, I'm really sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. I think he had good intentions, but I wasn't going to risk it. You don't have to reply to this. Hope everything's okay or whatever. So it was quite nice. I am going to message him back and be like, look, my anxiety gets pretty bad when I'm like, you know, on my own and at a festival and intoxicated. So that was the situation. I'm sure there were no harm intended. So yeah, I do need to reply because I feel bad, bless him. Leaving the festival was actually kind of a blessing for me. I've never left a festival and been like, thank fucking God. But honestly, like, I found it so hard. I really did. Like, it's not as though I didn't make friends. Like, I walked around, I made friends, I had a good time. But it's that like underlying feeling of being alone. Like, no, sorry, not alone, because you're not alone. You're lonely, but not alone. And there was that underlying feeling of just being lonely. And it's not something that's like super tangible, but it was just there in the background, and it gave me angst, as I call it, anxiety, angst. So I won't be doing it again, but I don't think I'll be doing it again. You know, I might have another crazy moment. But if I were to do it again, these are my tips. Number 1, you have to be pretty fucking confident to do it. It is not an easy feat, let me tell you. I thought it would be easier than it was. It was much harder. Everybody that found out I was there on my own was like, whoa, I could never do that. Like, fair play. Like, no one was like, oh my God, you're such a weirdo. But everyone was like, fair play. Like, I respect you for that. Like, they thought I was some kind of superwoman. On the inside, I was dying though. So yeah, you've got to be in the right mental space to be doing that. Let me tell you, okay? If you are unsure about it, it's probably not for you. Look, I've learnt my lesson for you. I did it for you, to tell you my gospel spirits from the other side. Don't get me wrong, I had a good time. I saw some fucking great bands. I've learnt some new bands as well. And I didn't get that fucked up. So, because I did one night, then Michael night. But I did get fairly fucked up last night, but not that bad. So, yeah, I needed to finish all my alcohol last night. So I was like, let's fucking go. Yeah, so I didn't get so, you know, gone that I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know who I was, and couldn't walk. I think if I were with somebody, it might have gotten a bit more, like, wavy that stage. But yeah, if you don't feel comfortable going travelling on your own, going to a festival on your own is a whole nother level. I don't know why. I think it's because you think at a festival there is a lot to do, and there is, but not during the day. Like, it starts, you know, heating up well, there is if you do get up, but you're just like on your own. I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it any more than that. And then I'm quite a sociable person, and also I quite like having like my safety around me. So I underestimated that. Like I said, I saw some really good bands. Chase and Status, again, I saw them last night, second time, 10 years apart actually, what the fuck, they're still going. I hadn't realised that. They were really good, to be fair, and they had this like weird didgeridoo man that was singing. I don't know how he made that voice, but it was crazy. So Didgeridoo Man was good, and then I saw some other bands which were really good. I saw loads of DJs, loads of drum and bass DJs. I actually went out with, like, one of the nights went out with a DJ, one of the Australian people, and that was when I went backstage as well, the first time. The second time was when I just wandered in there, but yeah, the first time I got a free drink as well. They wanted to, like, the reason why I left them was because they wanted to, like, network, and I was like, look, I just want to go out, so I left. And yeah, I saw Confidence Man. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, that was good. I've never seen them before. Oh, Tom, I'm podcasting. I'll be done in a minute. He's like bursting in. I'm like here, stomach out in my pants, like looking disgusting. I thought it'd be done, but I'm still going. Yeah, I saw some really good bands. I don't regret going, but in the throes of it, I did find it very hard. I think another thing, if you are going to go on your own, not only do you have to be confident, but you have to want to go and see somebody. I think one of the issues was that I went there not really giving a shit about the lineup, but when I really should have given a shit about the lineup, because when you're on your own, you kind of got nothing to do. Like, you do, but like, if you've got no goal, no aim, no person to go and see, then you're sort of just like wandering about, and that's fine if there's a lot to look at or do and you like the music. But I did find myself a bit like, you know, some people were like, oh my god, I'm going to see this DJ, and they were like, who are you going to go see? And I was like, no one. So that was a big mistake, not choosing a festival because of the lineup. I think, do you know what? If there was a great act on every day that I could look forward to, that would have been good. Like, if it was like Glastonbury or something. And it's not like I didn't have people that I liked, but I didn't have anybody that I was specifically going to see. I did go and see Beanie Man. I did go and see Chase and Status. But the other people, just like Confidence Man, Nawu? I can't remember now. No. Anyway, some kind of like orchestra hip hop thing. They were really good. But like, I just came across them by chance, you know? So that was just luck. And it would have been good to have like a plan. And like, also it's some familiarity, you know? If you're going to Glastonbury or whatever, and you know Ed Sheeran's there, you know his songs, you can sing along to them. It's like something that you can kind of hold on to, that you're like, I know this, and I'm gonna go to it, and I'm gonna have a good time because I know they're just like, you know that you like them. Whereas for me, apart from Chase and Status, everything was a bit like, who knows. Also, I mean, maybe this isn't a good tip, but this worked for me. Take enough alcohol, because you're going to need to get some kind of level to be able to cope with the situation if you're on your own. Don't drink too much though, you don't want to be like fucking crazy. And I think those are kind of all my tips really. But yeah, I'm not even sure I can go to a festival with anybody else, to be honest. Like, just, I don't know if I can handle them anymore. We'll see tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be downhill tomorrow, but let's hope we're going up. Anyway, thanks so much guys for listening. Sorry it's been a lot longer than I thought it would be, to be honest. But I enjoyed talking about it. Festivals are good fun, but they are intense, fucking intense. Like, I can't, if you've never been to one, like, I don't understand you, but I'm joking. But if you have, you know, they are so intense. It's literally a full-on party all day, every day for 4 days, maybe longer. Oh Jesus. And no sleep, sleeping in a tent, pissing in a bucket, no shower. Like, I stunk when I came back. Like, I can't even comprehend it. I did run out of underwear though. Sorry, only one night I ran out of underwear. Anyway, well, that's not true actually. I did have a thong, but I was like, no, I'm not putting a thong on. I just can't. I can't cope with that. So, there we go. If you liked it, give it a like. If you're thinking about going to a festival, maybe you could invite me. Maybe I could be your new party friend. I'm less of a liability than I was 10 years ago. So that is some kind of consolation. And yeah, let me know what you thought. Comments down below. If you're listening on the podcast, like on a streaming platform, not YouTube, I mean, give it a rating, please. That would super help me, you know, like 5 stars, but hopefully like nothing less than that. That would be really good. And if you do put less than 5, then I want to know why. I want to know, what did I do wrong? Please. But thanks to all the new listeners who are popping up, like, honestly super appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming back every Monday and Thursday when I'm not fucked up in a field. But yeah, thanks for coming back, honestly, super appreciate. So yeah, I will speak to you in 3 days, I believe. So peace out, bitches. Hopefully I am still alive by Thursday. I'm sure I will be. At least I've got easy access to hospital. And my palpitations have gone. I haven't had any more dizzy episodes, so that's bearing well for me. Anyway, I have to go. Tom's back, and it's time to eat. Bye.